Hello everyone, we come here today to honor a character who is an incomparable concept, as he battles the most relatable and challenging issues people deal with almost every day. The age-old tale of Peter Parker is something that would resonate with anyone. Nerd goes on a field trip to a science lab and gets bit by a radioactive spider. He then uses his powers to become a wrestler to make money for himself. Upset at the man paying him, he lets a criminal go away, and the criminal ends up killing his uncle. Afterward, he learns with great power comes great responsibility and becomes Spider-Man. But the question left to ask is, what is responsibility and what comes of it? This question is no better answered than in the MCU rendition of Spider-Man, which gives us the definition of his responsibility, but also the tragedy that follows. This was my first Spider-Man, and you can fight me for that, but Tom is the best one. This happened due to Sony partnering with Marvel to have Spider-Man Civil War after Andrew Garfield basically ate dirt because Mark Webb was eating dirt. And 3 solo films with, 2 Avengers films following it created the best Spider-Man and best choice Sony's ever made with the character, with the home trilogy outclassing every other rendition by far. With the new MCU Spider-Man, we get the best way to show the story of responsibility and grief. After Spidey gets Tony Stark's suit, he becomes New York's NYC's Spider-Man and does some casual protecting. Then these robbers with some crazy tech and blow up a bodega he frequents. Ned, his bestie, catches Peter in his suit and destroys his
My new Lego Death Star.
With Ned in the know, he gets Peter into a situation of having to go to a party as Spider-Man, but with Peter wanting to do something greater with his abilities. He goes to stop some illegal weapon sales in the area. The possible boss, the Vulture, who is stealing alien tech to make bank, drops him in a lake, and he is saved by an Iron Man drone kind of thing. This is the catalyst of the story, as Peter wants to be an Avengers level superhero, but he also struggles with his social life and ignores his mentor, Tony Stark. Undermining Tony's wishes, he heads to their next hit in DC, sneaking off on a class trip to stop the robbers. He then gets trapped in the DODC facility until he is freed in the morning. While there, he learns that the alien tech is explosive under radio waves, and Ned had a piece of the alien tech that Peter got from Vulture, and now Peter has to go to the Washington Monument to save his soon-to-be GF Liz Allen from a broken elevator due to an alien explosive space pedal. Peter, obviously, because he's a real one, saves her, but then he still has another lead and another sale that just goes wrong. With a ferry split in half, him holding it together, Iron Man has to save him and everyone else. Then he takes Peter's new suit, saying,
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
Peter takes it easy now as he still is out for homecoming and meets her dad, who is the Vulture. He realizes in the car with Liz and Peter that he is 100% Spider-Man and tells him to give his daughter a good night and leave his business alone. He ignores this and fights one of his goons, shocker, best goon, and uses his homemade suit to fight the Vulture, now aiming to steal a transfer shipment from Avengers Tower to the new base in upstate New York. Peter defies all odds, embracing the power he is given, and goes to stop the Vulture. He succeeds and saves him from his own suit's flaws. We then see Tony wants Peter to become an Avenger, but he denies it, saying that he wants to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Vulture, now in prison for criminal stuff, decides to keep Peter's identity a secret out of respect for him, saving his daughter in DC. Afterward, the end of the Infinity Saga happens. A little crazy. So basically, the Avengers failed in Infinity War, Peter being dusted for 5 years in the blip. Then when he returns, everything is mostly normal, but now he's into MJ with Liz gone and also some 12-year-old 17 and also an MJ. A little weird. The status quo is mostly the same as every key character, but Iron Man, for these movies, did not get blipped. With the new Spider-Man movie, we get Peter, whose identity was revealed to May, now stopping organized crime and trying to avoid being Spidey on a school-funded vacation. Nick Fury, however, now one for breaks, as a new superhero, Mysterio, fights elemental monsters and needs S.H.I.E.L.D. and Spider-Man's help. Peter also gets a gift from Tony called Edith, which are smart glasses with way too much capability. He screws around a bit trying to get MJ as the story goes on, and eventually trusts Quentin Beck, who's Mysterio's identity. He tries to give him Edith, thinking the responsibility was meant for somebody else, not him. Then, right after Peter leaves, we see Quentin was the dude who worked on the opening to Civil War of Tony and hates his guts. Now he uses his project to become a superhero, but MJ finds a piece of his tech showing Peter he now knows he is Spider-Man. Peter tries to fight back, but his tingle all out of sync and all that. Now Quentin, with the ability to get away, has left Peter knocked down in a completely different European country and has to be saved by Happy, who helps him make a new suit. Now, if Fury knowing Beck is lying, he and Maria Hill get off ground zero for the finale. He combines the Edith drones with his tech to combine the elemental monsters. Peter fights into the monster and takes out Beck, with him dying from his own actions, as Peter learns Edith was his responsibility, and he can't avoid that. Then, as the film ends, Peter and MJ swing across Manhattan, with it being revealed Quentin framed Spidey for his death live on television with faked footage before he died. Now, in the very much hated Phase 4 of the MCU, Spider-Man is labeled as public enemy number 1. Now, if you could not tell by the amazing foreshadowing, I've been waiting to talk about No Way Home this whole time. The fact is led by how it focuses on large themes of sacrifice and what comes from responsibility. The big question this film poses and answers is, what bad comes from being Spider-Man, and how is his responsibility his greatest curse?
We come to you now with revelations about last week's attack in London. An anonymous source provided this video. It shows Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, moments before his death. A warning, you may find this video disturbing.
I managed to send the elemental back through the dimensional rift, but I don't think I'm gonna make it off this bridge alive. Spider-Man attacked me for some reason. He has an army of weaponized drones, Stark technology. And he's saying he's the only one who's gonna be the new Iron Man, no one else.
Are you sure you want to commence the drone attack? There will be significant casualties.
Do it! Execute them all!
The shocking video was released earlier today on the controversial news website, thedailybugle.net.
There you have it, folks. Conclusive proof that Spider-Man was responsible for the brutal murder of Mysterio, an interdimensional warrior who gave his life to protect our planet and who will no doubt go down in history as the greatest superhero of all time. But that's not all, folks. Here's the real blockbuster. Brace yourselves, you might want to sit down.
Spider-Man's real name is... Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker!
Back to the ending of Far From Home, we see Peter and MJ run as basically everybody knows who Spider-Man is now. The Department of Damage Control, DODC, presses charges, takes the drones, and takes Edith from Peter, with everyone coming after him, suit or not. The responsibility of Spider-Man became a curse, with everyone coming after him for an alleged murder of Mysterio. Not only does Peter take some charges, as he and his friends are also not admitted into MIT due to recent controversy. The charges are dropped, but Peter goes to a new friend, Dr. Strange, and asks him to make everyone forget that he is Spider-Man. Expectantly, Peter messes it up, still trying to do what's best for his friends and family, but he asks Strange to change the spell mid-spell. Strange gets mad because Peter didn't even ask the school to reconsider, so now he does. Then he has to fight Alfred Molina's Doc Ock.
Hello, Peter.
On a bridge after trying to speak with the school admin. After stopping Otto and getting the group into MIT, Peter included, the villain and hero see a green goblin. But then they get portaled to the Sanctum Sanctorum, with the whole multiverse concept being opened up. Then
Do you know a Peter Parker who's Spider-Man?
Yes.
Is that him?
No.
Peter goes out into the night fighting and catching Sandman and Electro. May calls with Norman wanting to have Peter's help, and May tells him that he needs to help them. After making it to the Sanctum, we see the Lizard, and all the villains realize that Peter has been...
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
Peter, wanting to find a way to save these guys, fights Strange, beating him with math, and trapping him inside the mirror dimension, giving Ned his sling ring and taking all the villains to Happy's apartment. That's right, I split No Way Home into 2 parts like the time-wasting TikToks we adore right now. Feed off your attention to continue. Now, getting back, Peter uses Tony's fabricator to develop cures with Norman for the villains. He first helps Otto and it works, repairing his inhibitor chip, giving him full control. And then he goes to Electro with the power drainer. Then, as he works on Norman's cure, something is different. And we get the coldest scene, in my opinion, in cinematic history.
Well, where is he?
He's inside.
And yet here we are, outside. Did you not hear me say don't lose him? Yes, sir. I want incriminating footage of Spider-Man. I already called damage control. They're on their way.
And so it begins.
The place is about to be swarming with cops. Peter? What's wrong?
I don't know. May?
What is it, Peter?
What's happening?
Why are you looking at me like that?
That's some neat trick. That sense of yours.
And he and the other villains break out, with Norman beating Peter down floor by floor. Now, as May reaches the ground floor, the Beagle and the DODC roll up, with Norman reaching his glider as May tries to administer the cure, but it's useless. And then Norman tells Peter the famous line,
No good deed goes unpunished.
Peter, failing to save May, holds her in his arms, telling Peter it was the right thing to do, saying the ever-consistent line,
You have a gift. You have power. And with great power, there must also come great responsibility.
Now, as the DODC comes into the building, Peter is forced to run and hide away, with Ned and MJ debating whether to fully end the smell or not. Then, Ned says they just need to find Peter Parker! As he makes a portal, eventually making one to one of the boys, Andrew Garfield! Then, Tobey Maguire! As they go to Peter's sitting on the top of his high school, and they have this beautiful scene I could not explain better myself. Roll clip.
Peter, there's some people here.
Hey, wait, whoa.
Sorry. About May.
Yeah. Sorry. I got some understanding of what it is.
No. Please don't tell me that you know what I'm going through.
Okay.
She's gone. It's all my fault. She died for nothing. So I'm gonna do what I should have done in the first place.
Peter.
Please don't. You don't belong here. Either of you, so I'm sending you home. Those other guys are from your worlds, right? So you deal with it. If they die, if you kill them, that's on you. It's not my problem. I don't care anymore. I'm done. I'm really sorry that I dragged you into this. But you have to go home now. Good luck.
My Uncle Ben was killed. It was my fault.
I lost Gwen. She was my MJ. I couldn't save her. I'm never gonna be able to forgive myself for that. But I carried on, tried to keep going, try to keep being that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, because I know that's what she would have wanted, but at some point I stopped pulling my punches. I got rageful. I got bitter. I just don't want you to end up like me.
The night Ben died, I hunted down the man who I thought did it. I wanted him dead. I got what I wanted. It didn't make it better. It took me a long time to learn to get through that darkness.
I want to kill him. I want to tear him apart. I can still hear her voice in my head. Even after she was hurt, she said to me that we did the right thing. She told me that with great power
comes great responsibility.
Wait, what? How do you know that?
Uncle Ben said it.
The day he died. Maybe she didn't die for nothing, Peter.
Now, with the three Spider-Men having a plan and a cure for the villains, they head to
A place that represents second chances.
With some little chatting in the pregame, they work together after finding synergy to eventually knock these guys down. Andrew redeems himself, Toby meets Otto again, and Strange finally makes it back. The victory loop is over. However, with Norman snatching the box, rigging it to explode, and Tom just loses it on him. He takes him down as far as he can, nearly killing him until Toby stops him, reminding him they have to be better, and they cure Norman. Toby and Andrew hug Peter as he goes to Strange, and makes the biggest sacrifice. Peter has the choice between a multiversal wide apocalypse or erasing his identity forever. He goes to Ned and MJ, telling his choice and embracing the true cost of his responsibility and his sacrifice. Peter, now in the midst of winter, with a plan in tow, goes to Ned and MJ, who he wishes to remind that he is their friend. But he stops, and he moves on. Peter grows as a character, and accepts his decision, his sacrifice, and embraces the change he has endured. Now, with the red and blue suit, the new one, I like it, kinda cool, he goes out into the night to fight crime in his own neighborhood. The question of No Way Home and everything is, what is Spider-Man's responsibility? What does Peter choose to do for the people? And the answer is, Peter chooses to protect the innocent in his own neighborhood because that's who he is. When he helps someone, he tries to help everyone. His responsibility is that line, and he lives by it because...
Look, when you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you.
And it's what Tony saw in Peter, it's what Peter lived by, it's what May died by. Call it a crusade, call it a moral obligation, but it's his responsibility. It's who Spider-Man is, and always will be.